afternoon. This is God's Table again. Like we all know that God's Table talks about Jesus. So we speak Jesus here. We speak about testimonies, experience of life, and quality of life as well. And also, how's God moving in your life? You know, what you doing with Jesus? Do you have your salvation? Anyway, this afternoon I've got Tammy here. It's been a while now that we've been trying to get through to Tammy because she said last time we had an interview with her that she wants to come out and give us more testimony about what is going on in her life and how God has been so good to her and experiences of what happens to some of her friends that she wants to just expose to us so that we can learn from her. So I'm going to leave the mic for Tammy. So Tammy will then, ride on with this talk we want to talk about. Hi, Tammy.
Hello everybody. So yes, last time I was here with my mom. It was so interesting. So I was like, let's come back again and talk about more things. I think today really is just about a life and how people take life so overly serious. And not that you shouldn't take life seriously, but there's a season for everything.
You told me the story about this couple where they really love each other and things started going wrong with their families, and instead of them to separate, they stayed together, and something happened to the man. I think the man passed away. Can you give us a bit about it?
Yeah. So the couple was they were quite wealthy, to be honest with you. Well, there's a difference between wealthy and rich. I would say rich.
They were quite rich. They're not wealthy. Yeah. And I think the man actually was trying to be to work in the government department,
like politics and things like that. Yes, and he unfortunately passed away during
the struggle.
Yeah, so he struggled to get to a certain place. He finally got there, but didn't get to eat the fruits of his labor. He didn't get to. And
it's a big shame, isn't it? Like if somebody would have worked so hard and you're waiting to kind of see your children to finish their education and then be a proud dad, and death just took you away. So what do you think of life in such manner?
This is life though, and this is what it says even in the Bible. It's like life is like a vapor, steam, literally, or like in a field, the flower blossoms. That's Psalm 103. The flower blossoms and then it goes away, because that's what life is. Life is not a thing where you need to prepare. I think when you're younger, you feel like you need to prepare. I think when you're younger, you feel like you need to prepare for life, and you do to some extent. But as you get older and life happens to you, you don't happen to life. Life happens to you, and that's when you realize that you literally have to take every day
as it comes.
What's the daily bread?
Give us this day our daily bread, and also the spirit of forgiveness as well. Which is very important. So I think this man also was hard on himself, according to the story I heard.
Yeah, so let's get into the story. So basically, a woman and a man, they met each other, fell in love, went through some struggles in the beginning, but they were always together. This is from so far what the story I know. But there came a point in their marriage where they didn't like each other. They were butting heads. So wife wasn't happy, husband wasn't happy. So they were always butting heads, and then unfortunately one passed away. Obviously they were butting heads. There was a lot more in the story, but and unfortunately one passed away. But within their marriage, they have acquired a lot of things, sent their children to private schools, bought homes, had businesses, but they became enemies.
Like a cat and dog.
Yeah, enemies with each other, and then it's almost like you were only staying together because of what you had, not because of the love anymore. What you built, and a lot of couples stay together because of what they have built, and not love.
So if you can stay together because of what you built and there's no love, are you thinking that one day love can come, or are you not thinking of the future that even as this person does not like you, has this kind of dislike towards you, do you think this person can go kind of crazy in the middle of the night and do something to you? Do you think is the right thing to do? Like to stay in a situation where it's toxic?
I don't think it's the right thing to do, but I think it's a very common thing to do. It's a thing that people do a lot. Even I did it to one at a certain point in my life, because you think you think what is better out there, or you think that you can't survive by yourself, and that's what.
So what does the Bible teach us when it comes to things like that? Did the Bible say that if I'm going through a bad marriage, I should go for counseling, or I should stay there, and if anything comes out of it, I will have myself to regret? Is there anything in the Bible that says if you are going through a bad marriage or anything, that you should work it out, or you should stand out, or say something? I mean, even though it may not be written in your Bible, but what do you think? How would you relate this to the Bible?
The way I relate to this in the Bible, I think the way I relate to this in the Bible is, well, if I'm honest, the way I relate to it in the Bible is where Paul says, is it better to not even get married?
Yeah. So because of the heartache, and because of the pain,
everything you have to do.
So now people say that they will stay in the marriage because of their children. How healthy is that?
It's not a one answer, because it's not healthy at all. I can see why women do it. You need to struggle with small children. It's a lot.
But if you can give those children time and you are able to pull them through, you'll be a proud mom.
But you're not thinking of finances. You're not thinking of a roof over their head. You're not thinking of having to feed them. And now you're by yourself. You're doing it all by yourself. So I understand when women stay in relationships because of the finance, or because, like, you know what, where am I going to go? I don't have a house. The finances. I understand it. Many women do that. It's so common.
So don't you think that those women who does that, according to me, because I've been a single mom for all my life, since you were like kind of, God knows, 5 years old, and I've been looking after you, and obviously look at the way you came out today. But don't you think that, is it not that those women don't have confidence in themselves to be able to say, I'm going to stand to see that I give these children better life? Because if I stay, something bad can happen to me and the children will suffer.
Yeah.
So do you think it's confidence, or is it because of financial purposes, or what is the reason for them to do that? And also, there's 3 questions I asked you, and the third one is, do you think God's hand will be in a place where it is toxic? So one is because they are confident. Is it because they don't have confidence? Second, is it because they are not strong enough, which we can be like confidence? And the third one, is it because of financial stability?
Okay, so the first one, confidence, yes, 100% they don't have confidence. I can say this because I was also in their shoes. Confidence is a big one, but more so, it's not to have confidence in you. You don't need confidence in yourself. It's to have confidence in God, that He can do it for you. That's what it is, and that's where, for me, that's what was missing in my own life. That I was thinking about me. I wasn't thinking that God, I need to find God first. When I find God first, God will give you the confidence to live. You can never find confidence in yourself. Well, some people can, but
without the lead of Holy Spirit.
Yeah, that's confidence of the world, and you always feel some sort of void, even if you did it that way.
There'll be vacuum that you want to feel in your heart, And when you leave, you fail, because you didn't leave with the confidence of God. So you'll probably be back. Then the strong bit about it, what do you think?
Well, yeah, that goes hand in hand with confidence. Like, you're not strong. You don't think you can do this. You don't think that you can look after the children by yourself, feed them, make them grow up into decent human beings. Yeah, so you don't have, you definitely you're not strong.
And the financial capability?
As to, finance is a lot of it. Finance is a lot of it.
So, as you were saying, you said finance was also...
Finance is probably the biggest issue, regardless of confidence and being strong. If you had finances, that's not true, to be honest with you. Confidence is really what it is, but finances is a really, really big one, and whether you believe in God or not, finances in the whole world, but in UK anyway, that's why a lot of people stay together. You see couples that are not even together, they're staying in the same house because they bought the house and nobody wants to let go of the house. It's finances. So,
or if you say that they don't want to let go of the house, it's because obviously the money they are going to get out of the house. So why is it that some of them cannot come to agreement that, okay, we bought this house, when we sell it, you get your own share. So why do we have to stay in a toxic relationship? Why do we have to be on each other's throat or what throat? And why is it that sometimes we're not even talking and the whole house is like the whole place looks so moody? You know what I'm trying to say? So why is it that people cannot go into some sort of agreement rather than stay in a relationship that there's no point?
It's pride, I think.
Because
pride and ego.
And we've heard a lot of stories about some families that they stay together and one day is either the man develops high blood pressure or some certain things started, health issues actually can come into it. So I personally, I do not believe in a toxic relationship. That's the truth. Me being a Christian doesn't mean that I'm advising anybody to leave their marriage if they have a bad marriage. But the first thing you can do is to pray to God and find out. And most cases is that people get married, even though I also did that. We got married without even seeking the face of the Lord in those days because we thought we know it all. And also my situation is different from other people's situation because I lost my mom when I was 15. And my family that they used to come to us to look after us, we never see them anymore. So you get confused along the line, and at the age of 15, I don't want to sleep around. I don't want to do anything, you know what I'm trying to say. So my childhood boyfriend became my husband. So it's different, isn't it? Even then, marrying at the age of 19, 20, I don't think it's a good thing because you are a baby.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't know anything. So me going through a lot with my children, it does not mean that I had my children at 19, 20, 20, but I had one child and I gave a long gap before I had the other one, which is, the best way to do things because I grew in that marriage, and then I grounded myself, but then my ears, I have 6 senses, so my ears will tell me this is not right, this is not right. And because I have always been prayerful, so with the prayer line in my life made me to be able to kind of foresee. And the truth is that when I had my first child for your dad, I wanted to say this is becoming toxic, but because the man really loved me, but he didn't see his attitude, and then because we were so young, they brainwash you.
Yes.
So, but when you get to a certain age, you started thinking that I'm not going to take this anymore in my life because if I continue, I won't be able to give you a better life today. And there will be too much manipulations. So I don't understand why people's mind can be so much, I don't know, maybe closed. Like they don't have this kind of shall we say they're not wise enough to think that, because also we have this thing in mostly in Africa and the Asians, like your husband must be the only one that should have a say in the house. It's like you are a second class person, but by the time you start to grow up and say this is not right, I'm a human being as well. My father didn't send me to school to be a maid, because they used to say that that your certificate ends in the kitchen. Right. But thank God that we have this kind of thinking, and I made sure that my certificate did not stay in the kitchen. You know what I'm trying to say? Good. So today I now become a proud mom. I can stand up to talk. My confidence has not been seized for me. So they try to perish your glory as well. Yes. So what's your take on that? Would you say society affected you when you were with your partner as well?
Yeah, it did. But then maybe you can answer, why did you stay in your marriage for so long then? If you knew it was toxic from the first part.
Yeah, I stayed because culture made me to stay. We had this culture like, oh, don't leave your husband, is blah blah blah. But then I was still very young, right? And then I was still battling to get a career. So that was also the reason why I stayed. It was not about financial or anything like that, because I am a kind of woman that even I will manage what I have and I will make my children to understand. But you can see when you're young, I tell this is how much I have and I'm going to do this between. So if I buy 2 this week, the following week I'll buy the other one. But
so was it confidence then? Or was
I had the confidence.
You weren't strong.
I was strong, but I was, you know, I told you that I married early, that culture was there, and also I need to get my career. I can't just leave without having anything, because I'll be thinking like, okay, where would I put my children when I don't have enough money for the minder? But it did happen in the end. Remember?
You could have still left, but then that's part of confidence.
I had my don't mix it up. I had my confidence. My stay was culture.
Okay, yours was primarily culture. But then you also said,
what would people say?
Yeah, okay, yeah. But then you also said you needed to better yourself.
And also I needed to better myself.
That's finances as well. If you would think about it.
No, that
needed to.
It wasn't. It's not that it was giving me any money.
No, but finances for you, because you need to get yourself good.
Yeah, I needed to.
So then you can get a good, get
move on
or whatever. So then you can earn money. So maybe not finances that he was giving you finances, but finances in a sense of, if I just leave now, I'm not gonna have anyone to help me look after these kids, so I can gain what I need to gain, which is the qualification or something.
But even then, I'm not even gaining any qualification before I decided to say, like, enough is enough.
It got too bad, isn't it? That's why. It got too bad.
It got too bad because we decided to leave this country as well, remember?
Yeah.
And then when we got home, it became extremely toxic. And I said, well, that's the end of it, And I don't want anybody to kill me and then suffer and make my children to suffer. It's worse than even getting remarried. It's worse, because what you will do will be worse. You know what I mean? So this for me, but the thing is that I can't talk for others, because some people may not see it that way. Some people, because we are African culture and Asia, we are brainwashed. Like,
marriage is everything.
Marriage is everything. And the thing is that now when people see me, they'll say, Mrs. What are you? And I remember I went to my cousin's house. You're going to laugh. And my cousin said, hola, Mrs. What are you? I said, Mrs. Jesus. and everybody burst into laughter. I said, because I don't understand anything. To me, I don't understand a lot of things about men.
Okay.
I find it very difficult to understand men, because I don't know the way they think.
Well, you're a woman, so.
Yeah, so my thinking is quite different. I don't know, maybe I don't want to say that I'm smarter.
Women are smarter.
Yeah, but I don't want to say that because I don't want to feel like, am I, like talking as if I know more than anybody. But the thing is, before they say that I'm going around the corner, I know in my head what they're going to do around the corner. I'm using that as an example, So, and then I get irritated because I realize that even a small boy will lie. So it's like the genes of men, there's LIE writing on it, or LIES is inside their gene, and that irritates me. You tell me something now, and then I later get to find out something, and then you're trying to twist. I said, there's no need for you to twist, The truth is, say the truth. And it gets to the stage where, like, even the boss you work with at work, they're all the same. And it's like, what the hell is wrong with men, man? So that actually moved me away from, you get what I'm trying to say? Moved me away from, like, I get a bit annoyed with their attitude, So like we're talking about women now that would stay. So some people stay because of their value.
Yeah.
Some people stay because of their culture.
Yeah.
And some people say because of their religion, because now we are also covered with religion, saying that because you are this type of religion, they don't divorce. So now the point I want to find out is that, so if I'm in a religion, any religion, I'm not based on Christian, Muslim, Hindu. If I'm in any religion, must I stay in a bad marriage?
I don't think so, but I think that's just how much you know your religion, or spiritual, or being spiritual. I don't think God will tell anybody to stay where they're being abused. So no, I think that's wrong. I've heard people say that. I've even watched something yesterday. There was a scenario of somebody did a dilemma or something like that. She asked God if this is her husband, and God said yes.
She had what?
She asked God if this is her husband, and he said that she felt like God said yes.
Yes.
And then
she was convinced in
that God said yes. And then what happened after, I'm just cutting a long story short, is that she ended up getting with the man, and the man ended up beating her. And then she didn't want to leave because she said, but God said this is my husband. Now, who spoke to her? Was it God? Because God would have known that person was going to beat you.
Do you know, like, even God can say yes, but we have a choice.
And there's seasons. Maybe he was your husband at that time.
or maybe they were not meant to marry at that time. They didn't. Okay, yes, it's my husband. What about getting married? You know, there are things that you can ask as well. You know what I'm trying to say? Even, you know, some people, they are not in any form of religion, but when they see their partner, you will know straight away that this is my partner. It has happened to people.
Yeah, some people. And they stay together for
years. You know, and then I was also watching a program yesterday about this Igbo lady, and she said that she was in secondary school when her husband was proposing to her, and she said, I'm just about to do my she was in Form 4. We used to use Form like you do in this country. So we are using Form 4. So Form 4 means that you are in year 10.
Okay.
So it was in Form 4. And she said, I cannot marry this man, God. So anyway, the man convinced her that I will look after you. The man said when he saw her, he knew the woman was going to be his wife. You know, and her friend were making fun of her because when the man proposed, she did not say anything. She brought the man to her father's house, and then the Igbo culture, they would bring drink and this like that. So he brought the drink and he said to her, drink out of this. And the uncle was watching her, and the uncle said, did you know what you've just done? You made a covenant with this man that you're going to marry her. But they became so happy, they loved each other, but they were not doing anything. So the man came to England. He said he has got a scholarship, he needs to come to England. And her friends were making fun of her. But the man said to her that when I finish, I will send you to England. So when she finished her GCSE, she passed. And then the man, 3 years later, the man sent her to England. And all her friends became powerless. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
And they have been married for 60 years. 60 years.
Wow.
And they are still together. And she said that when the husband, when she got in England, the husband said, this is how I like my house to be run. And the man said, okay. The woman said, okay, because I think is laid down. The policy the man put laid in the house suits her. And this is the reason why they can still be together. And she said that in Igbo culture, nobody dare calls their husband by name. She said when the man is going, he said he has hot temper. When he's going hot temper, he just say Chinedu, you stop. And she said that she calls her husband by name.
Yeah.
But you know, like some culture, where especially Yoruba culture, they start calling their husband daddy, you know, or using you. And the thing I see to people is that they respect their husband more than God.
Yeah.
They carry their husband. I mean, there's a lady also that preaches on the YouTube, you know. I'm not meant to mention her name, but she will know. Everything is about husband is this, husband is that, husband is this, you know. And then where is God?
That's it. A lot of married women do themselves a disservice by putting their husband
before God.
Head. Yeah. Man is man, whether you're married, whether you're not. Man is man, but you know.
But when it comes to marriage as well, I have a belief that once your mom and your dad, both like 4 of you, the mom and dad, once they have blessed you, they've given you their word and they've blessed you, I think the rest is history. What do you think?
Yeah, but the society is UK it's the world culture. They have to have a big something, but
not necessarily. But
a lot of people say yeah, because people want to do a wedding, isn't it? But yeah, when your mom and dad bless you, yes, that's technically you are married. But well, to be honest, you're not married in the Bible, isn't it? Until you make a covenant with somebody.
But that's covenant because you are blessed, and the covenant is between you and that person. All you need is your parents' blessing.
Yeah. But
law is made by man.
Law is made by man. Yeah, I don't really believe in. I won't say I don't believe in marriage. That's a wrong thing. But maybe it's just me. I don't see the big deal. But maybe because I've never been married. So maybe you've been married, so I don't know.
The thing is that we cannot discourage people when it comes to marriage because everybody has different views of marriage. Am I making sense? But if I tell you personally that I believe in marriage, I must be joking. You know what I mean? Because I've been there, done it, and you know what I mean? And I remarried as well. Yes, so by the look of things, I just said that, what is the need?
But then at the same time, maybe because, you know, I guess if you didn't have good experience, you could say marriages, but to me, I feel like even if you're with a long-term partner, it's not by force that you must marry. Like, you're basically married.
Once your parents bless you.
Yeah, it's how are we looking at marriage, isn't it?
Yeah,
are we looking at wedding or looking at marriage?
I'm looking at marriage in a proper way. Paper is man-made.
Man-made.
You know what I mean? Paper is man-made. So but if you want church blessing, it's up to you.
Yeah.
If you want traditional, like where your mother and the couple come together and it's up to you. But the reason why paper, do you know the reason behind paper?
Why? So people can keep their stuff for them.
No, it's because in those days, I'm talking about African culture. I can talk for Africa in this. Most African people face this thing. So now, say for example, the man builds a house, he becomes very wealthy, and the wife, they love each other. If anything happens to the man passed away. Yeah. They will drive them out with the children and they make them to suffer. This is why the law has to come into it. And then some churches now, they started announcing that when you get to age of 40, both men and women go and do your will.
Yes, yeah.
Because these families, what they do to the wife, and as if that those children does not belong to the late husband.
It's very wicked, yeah. In that circumstance, yes, marriage, because
we were talking about the African culture.
That's why they brought.
Yeah, so this is why they brought the certificate. And also when they will tell you to make sure that you do a will. Because even though you may still be married with the certificate, they can still go behind. So they're going to take the whole property that the husband has.
Why, if you're married?
Even if you are married, this is why. No, even if you are married and you don't do a will.
So you're saying you must do a will?
Yeah. Because you've seen a lot of experiences as well, like what happened to people when they get married, and the thing I don't understand is that why does most African men die very young?
They don't look after themselves. That one just has to do with health. A lot of them, they work too hard. They don't work hard, but they just don't look after themselves. A lot of them develop diabetes. And some of them don't even know they have it. Some of them don't even have heart conditions. I don't think African men look after themselves. And then our food sometimes is it's starchy. We think it's healthy because it's
sweet,
but you're soaking it in palm oil. It's not that healthy.
So now, if you are saying it's not healthy, so what is healthy? What does the Bible tell us about healthy living? Have you looked into the herbs?
I'm not 100% sure with that one. I mean, I know herbs is something that...
Vegetables?
Yeah, okay, vegetables and things like
fruits?
Yeah, but meat as well.
Fish?
Yeah.
Chicken?
It's the way you're cooking it, isn't it? The way you're cooking it.
It's the way you're cooking it. But also, we know that the Lord wants us to be very healthy. This is why we have wisdom.
Yes, when you eat unhealthy, I was something one day, I can't remember what it was. I was having a conversation with somebody about, I was saying that I changed my diet and I started eating healthy, and then I all of a sudden was able to hear God clearer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why does that even matter? Yeah, why does my food matter about what I'm eating as to how I can hear God clearer?
Yeah. So if you limit the amount of food you eat,
processed food as well.
Processed food, and if you eat more vegetables, and if you can also reduce your salt intake, and you take more water, you do exercise, your body is light, the Spirit of God will want to come in and talk to you.
That's it.
But when your body is heavy, what happens to you?
It's long.
It's long. Also, what happened? No, what happened? You know, when you eat too much, you are overfed. You cannot sleep very well. By the time you sleep as well, all those demons, because they know that your body is empty. Like I told you, I had a story that I realized that when I eat and I feel so heavy, it's that's when some strange things will happen. And then I became so full at a time that I will always eat. And then one time I said, something is not right. So if I didn't eat, if I said I want to fast, it's like something will come I must eat. I said, I won't eat.
That's that spirit of gluttony.
I said, I won't eat. You can do whatever you like. And then I will beg out. I said, you demon. So what is food also telling us in this?
Yeah, food can food can be great and food can be bad. Food is your medicine.
Yes,
but
take your food as a medicine.
Exactly.
Don't take medicine as your food.
That's it. But a lot of Nigerian men, not even just Nigerian, black men, they don't know how to cook. They'll go and buy takeaway every minute. This is why they're dying young, or they're developing one kind of disease, because they are not looking after their health. And they're running after money and running after women.
after women. So the truth is also that their lies can also kill them.
Their lies.
Yes.
Their lies, yeah. And even the way their lies, and even the things they do to women,
yes,
will kill them.
Yes.
Yeah, because
go on.
Yeah, because if you hurt a woman, or somebody who only had good intentions for you, only prayed for you, only wanted good things for you, and you go out and purposely hurt her, why do you think that? Let me not say what I wanted to say, but why do you think that you'll be able to go scot-free? What did it say in the Bible? Vengeance is mine. God will deal with that person on that lady's behalf. The tears of a woman is very, very, very deep.
Deep, yes.
Don't let a lady cry.
Yeah, and because we are very emotional. But don't you think that men? There was a program I said that they said that when children, when they grow up, that they only look after their mom, which is true.
Yeah. Well, not only, but yeah,
majority will look after, even though the dad is the breadwinner of the family. But I said that the dad never thought that he would take a day off to even know the children.
Yes.
Because most children of my age, only few of us will say that my daddy plays with us. Many will say that their dad doesn't talk to them. When their daddy is packing, it's like an army camp. Everybody is rushing. So when they grow up, they don't grow up to know the dad. And you see them, they start saying that I send these children to school, I work so hard, but do you find time to know your children?
That's it. Well, this thing about being a father, I think, is a double-edged sword, because you are meant to provide. That's the curse that you provide till your great sons you die. So this thing of being a dad is quite hard, because you're meant to provide, and then you're meant to get to know your children as well. And men cannot multitask. So unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, that you're going to raise your children and they're gonna feel like you weren't there. But then that's for women too, because we stay and raise the kids, but then we lose our lives. We lose a part of our lives, and they don't lose their lives. Financially, if they left the mom, they're better. They're better off. You know what I mean?
So you said if the man leaves the wife.
Yeah, financially they're better off. That's what I'm saying. I said it's catch-22, because the children don't know the dad because dad had to provide, but then mommy didn't get to go out and live because mommy had to stay at home and be with the children. So both of you are losing a part of your life.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you married the right person, you'll be able to say, like, get to know these children. You'll be able to work things together.
But then even the wife will be able to always let the children know that daddy's working. Why do we live in this big house? It's because daddy's diddy da. So you would have made it
love daddy as well,
you
know. But daddy also, during the weekend, instead of daddy to have time for the children, that is when he will remember that his wife, they're having a party with one of these people. Then he will go and come back late with the big tummy. Where are these children? What have you done? You know. So all these things will also affect their hope.
Yes.
And then when the children then grow up, they'll say that my daddy has always been there, but I don't really know him, you know, which is a very sad thing, you know. And then unfortunately sometimes the wives will pass away, their mom will pass away, and they won't do anything for the dad.
Yeah, but this is the thing. I feel like when there's seasons in raising kids, when you now have adult children and you've provided for them and blah blah blah, now as the man, it's time to get to know my children.
Yes.
You know, so we can't fault you for working when we were 5 and 7 and going out to work and doing everything. Yeah, because we have to eat. Now that we're becoming young adults, now is the time that dad can now get to know us. Yeah.
Yes.
That's where they go wrong. Is they just want to come here, come and do this, do this. Like, who are you? If mom called me, I'll do it. But you, yeah, it's true. So,
you know, but it's very unfortunate. I was also watching something on TikTok last night. This lady, it was Daddy's Day, isn't it? So and they said, wait and see what this girl did to her dad, and you will cry. And I said, okay, let's watch. So I was watching it, and this girl gave daddy flower and said, daddy, hey, happy Father's Day. And daddy said, oh, thank you. He said, daddy, do you know why I gave you this flower? He said, because people don't remember their dads when they are alive. He said they only put flower on their grave when they die. And the man was crying.
It's true,
and I was touched, and I said, men need to start getting to know their children, but let's say today, men of your age now, even when they are not with their partner, their wives or their girlfriend or wife or whatever, the mother of the children, they tend to take the children out. The children of today now, their children know their daddy now.
Oh I will agree.
So I want to say, our children today, they are now providing more love.
The men,
mom, whether mommy loves your child, loves you or not, it's because you're always with mom. You have that affection for your mother.
Yeah.
But now that men of today, now they're trying to get to know their dads. So their children, which I think is quite good.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think there's some men, not all of them, but there's a lot more than when we were younger.
Yes.
That are like, okay, I want to get to know my children.
Yeah.
So that alone is great, because there's a lot of men who are even in a relationship and married, and the mother is still a single mom. Even in that relationship, the mom is doing everything. You send them to school, you bath them. The mom is doing everything, and the man is just, hey, bye. Like, you don't even look after the children. Yeah,
like you don't really exist really.
You're married single mother. There's a lot of women in relationships like that. You're married single mother, and there's a lot of women who are not even married to their partner, yet their partner will do everything for their child.
Yeah. But this woman will stay. The woman will say that they love their husband, their partner. They don't want him to do, like he's providing for them and things like that. But all because he's giving me money, does that mean I should be a slave in the house?
It's society, and it's you don't have confidence in yourself. And a lot of people, they don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to fall for what. They don't want to be put to shame. As, oh, you ended up leaving this guy anyway. You know what I mean? After you did this and that and whatever.
And some people, I think it's a shame that they carry their husband more than their families, and then when things are going wrong within the marriage or obviously their relationship, they won't be able to come back to you. So it's like a shame for some people to like, oh, let me come to my sister and discuss, because you've already put down your family. Yeah. Like the man we were talking about, because I heard that he doesn't like his sisters, he doesn't like his brother, and look at the way he was treated at the end of his day, because he didn't eat the fruit of his labor.
No, yeah. It's. I think that's one thing I really learned with his death. Even with
your uncle,
my uncle's death, like. And I don't think when you're young you realize how, you don't, because even me, I didn't. You don't realize how important family is. You don't realize it. Family is like built-in
a chain.
Yeah, it's like a chain. It's like it's built in. Like, how amazing is God to give us a built-in support system? Like, how amazing! Like, nobody comes by themselves.
No,
there's a pack.
Something that.
Yeah. No one comes by themselves. So that thing called family is something that, is so valuable, but you don't see it when you're young. You don't see it when you're in love. You don't see it when they're telling you off. You think, oh, these people don't like me, or you don't see those things. But family,
they're very important.
It's very important. I honestly,
like one of our family who passed away, obviously, the first thing they'll do is now they want to look for your relative that passed away.
Yeah.
But this person before he died does not even want to know the relative.
Exactly.
So why do they need to now? But all because he's your blood, you don't want to. Yeah, you know what I mean. But because you are more clever, you don't want that to happen to you.
No.
As a mom, like, let me use myself as an example now. I don't want to see my children separate. if I'm going to go on my knees to pray to say that these children, because the family that stays together prays together, you know, and if you can support each other, then you'll be great.
Yeah,
you know.
sure.
So like me, I don't want to see my family tear apart. I'm talking about my own children, you know. So whatever is going to cause God to make those children to stay together, I will do it on my knees.
Yeah, I have a friend who, if ever her and her brother and sisters are fighting, her mom will be so dramatic, like, "What children?" Like, she'll be rolling on the floor just because maybe her brother and sister is not talking. She'll be rolling on the floor. They'll have to say, "Calm down, get up." Then they'll start speaking. But she knows she does that on purpose because she knows that when she starts making that big dramatic something,
they will come.
They will start speaking. So,
but they know, because that does not bring reality. Think about it. If you are rolling around, they say, "Mom will just roll on the floor." If they're not going to talk, they may not even tell her that they are not talking. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
But the reality is to say it to their faces.
Yeah.
Like, listen, children, when we were kids, okay, we can fight, but as we are growing, there's something called LOVE. And it's important to have that. And it's not just only to your siblings.
No.
Wherever you are, spread love and spread Jesus. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it's very important to do that. You know what I mean? But this kind of character of loving, I personally, I don't see it as love, because you know what I'm trying to say is that some people will say that, okay, my mommy didn't show me love, my father didn't show me love, blah blah. I don't know that. We don't understand. The way we're brought up, we don't understand that petty love, because that petty love does not grow you.
No.
It doesn't ground you. It doesn't make you a stronger person. It actually makes you to don't have enough wisdom to do things right.
Yeah, you have to be cool to be kind. That's the same.
That's it. Yeah, you have to be cool. So, and I remember, I just want to tell my audience is that I remember that when my children were quite young, they used to think that they are living in an army camp. Like, this woman has started, you know, I don't even like this woman. I even hear them when they say things. But I said, don't worry, when you grow up, you will love me. Look at them today. We thank God, because the Bible says, teach your child the right way, and when they grow up, they will not depart from it. But she's a good example of it today, you know, because I can vividly say, yes, I was hard on them. I was hard because I was a single mom as well. And also, I lost my mom when I was 15. I don't even know what love is all about. All I want to see is that they are okay, they have eaten, there's enough food, they have enough clothes, they can play around, you know. If I have money, I take them on holiday. If I don't, we stay. But I make sure they can see they eat good food, they live in a good house. I carry them. What a privilege they had. But you know, those love of the Oyibo, I don't know how to do it. But as you are getting older, and then you are changing your career, you are shifting from one career, from a better career to a better and a better career, you started seeing the difference. Like, oh, this is it. Because I remember that one of my daughters couldn't really, she doesn't like studying at all. And I would pick up the book when she goes to school. When I'm tidying up her room, and even as hard as I was, I would not force them to tidy up their room, because they go, I tidy up their room, they come back to see the whole house clean.
We have chores in the morning.
Yeah, you have chores, but it's not that you can finish the whole chores. You know what I'm trying to say? Just do whatever you can. And I'll pick up a book from under the bed. I said, this girl, she doesn't want to study, you know. And I had to make sure that she reads, you know. But the way we taught her was a bit tough, because that was the way I was brought up, you know. But then as I was changing career to become a tutor, and I can see differences, like, okay, education has to be fun, really.
Yeah.
But then during that period, that was a bulala period.
Oh,
there will be the hell out of you. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I remember my parents. My mother would be. I become shorty shetan. One more. Wow, what a life.
It's true, yeah. It's true. But those things build you. They give you character.
Yes.
Yeah.
They make you strong, because I mean, look at me now. My mother died when I was 15, and obviously, I see my mother knew she was going to die time. She gave me a good training, and that thing lingers, because I passed it on to my children, you know. And it is good to be strict to your children. Don't be carried away with, like, you shouldn't tell your children off and spoil the child and spoil the rod. You have yourself to blame in the future, you know.
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
Okay, spare the rod and spoil the child. You have yourself to blame in the future. Can you give us the last word and thank God for what we're doing? So, what do you want to tell parents, because you are a mom now of a teenager and a child still growing, you know? So give us shed light on this and
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I think we'll go from the top with the whole marriage. We started with marriage, didn't we?
Yeah.
So when it comes to marriage, I'm not married, so take everything with a pinch of salt. But for me, don't gotta stress yourself.
It's your choice.
Don't gotta stress yourself, because at the end of the day, many people develop sicknesses. And some people, there's some tragic stories out there that...
There's more tragic story to a better story.
There's great stories of marriage though.
But they're more tragic.
Yeah. Because it sounds like we're just bashing marriage.
I'm sorry to say this, that some people will have to marry for it has to be done. You understand what I'm trying to say?
It was ordained for them to marry.
Yeah, it was ordained.
Yeah. Some people 100%. Yeah. There's some people you can see that this was a match made in heaven. There's some people that you can really, really see that. And then there's others, and I think it's a lot that you can see this one, you're just managing each other. Like, there's not really meant to be. But, so marriage, not barrier for marriage at all. Because at the end of the day, what do you say? It's both will go to heaven.
The thing is that there's nothing wrong in getting married. Don't get us wrong. But if it's not working, you have prayed, you've gone for counseling, and you see that this can lead to death. Think twice.
That's it. Yeah.
Think twice, because Celine Dion said, "Think twice before you close that door."
That's right.
Think twice.
That's right.
She said, "Think twice." So think deeply.
Think deep.
Don't put yourself in a jeopardy.
Yeah.
So marriage has to come with trust, and you must trust the person that you are going out with. It's not like arranged marriage, I mean,
those ones last longer.
Even some of the arranged marriage last because they've known the family, they've groomed them together, they've been talking about each other. But the marriage of today, I think it has always been like that from the beginning of the world. You know what I'm trying to say? That some people are just managing there. You know what I'm trying to say? Because we heard stories of our grandmother, great-grandmothers, great-grandfather. Like I told you the story about my granddad, my great-grandmother. My great-grandmother was a very rich woman. And my great-grandmother was with her boyfriend. She got pregnant and her boyfriend said, "I don't want this child." So this my great-grandmother had only one child. Right? But the woman was rich. I said, "Well, if you don't want my child, then my child will bear my son." So this is why now, for my grandfather, who was the only child, we all have
you have that name.
We have that name, and that name, if I mention it to you, is rolling all over the southwest of Ogun State in Nigeria. So obviously, there was something that made that to. You know what I'm trying to say? But some people would say, "Okay, it's a package. I have to live like that." And also, some culture is because the man becomes the breadwinner. So the problem we have again is that the man becomes the breadwinner to the family, his own immediate family, that is his wife and his children, and to the family of the wife as well.
Yeah. So then even your parents will say, you
have to go because he's looking after them. So what kind of a life is that? I never knew this because I saw my mother and daddy that they were. You've heard so many stories about your grandparents. They were a team. They worked like a team, and people always say that this is a match made in heaven. Match made in heaven. So they were always together. You see, man. When my mommy gives birth, my dad is bathing for the child.
That's like one couple. Yeah. About that couple.
So when my mother passed away, it affected my father.
I was going to.
He couldn't do anything. He became like kind of useless. He couldn't turn his left hand to his right hand. It was a lot for him, and we were young. So he doesn't know what to do. So we had to start fending for ourselves, So that affected him for a long time till he died.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say. So, and it's also another thing for us to be. I'm not saying you should not have your family. We spoke about family, but shine your eyes with the family you are even moving with, because sometimes this your family, as good as they are, you need to be very prayerful.
Yeah.
Prayer is the key to everything. I'm not discouraging marriage. Marriage is a very good thing. Marriage is made from heaven, but know how you walk in your marriage. Keep your mouth shut when your children are doing very well. Don't expose your life to others. Don't tell anybody what your husband is doing or what he's not doing. Keep some certain things, because people are looking at you. They are not happy
that you're even in a successful marriage.
And also, you yourself, do not make fun of people that are not in a successful marriage, because marriage is not everything as well. Marriage is when you live together, you give your children a better life. Marriage is both of you having good health. Yes, marriage is everything that you work together and you trust each other. Marriage is beautiful.
Marriage is beautiful
if you find the right person. But if you're not in the right marriage, then pray before you take any step, and think twice before you close that door.
And then what's we talk about? Being a single mom, isn't it?
Your advice.
Yeah, so advice for being a single mom. Being a single mom is very, 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 very hard. Sometimes I look at my mom and I think, how did you do 4? Jesus.
I don't even know. I just mind my own business.
Yeah. Think well.
Think twice before you shut that door.
Shut that door, because single mom is hard.
But if you are able to stand by,
that's it. But if you can do it,
sacrifice.
If you can sacrifice, know that when you're a single mom, your children come first. Not like when you were married. That
let's say God come first, then your children.
Yeah. Obviously, always God.
The Bible says, "Seek the kingdom of heaven, and its righteousness first, and all other good things shall be added unto it."
Yeah. So God always, but in the sense of like, you have to put your kids first. In a sense of meaning, you may have to change your work schedule. You may have to change your your job that you're actually doing.
Or change your career.
You may have to change your career. You may have to change your career. You may have to change your work schedule. You may have to change where you live. You may have to now get more friends with people in the area, because you don't have that support system that was at home with you before. So it's something that you need to think very well about. But if you can do it and you can do it well,
then you have every causes to glorify God.
Yeah, it's amazing, because the way those children will love you, the way they will think about you, the way they
when they remember the hard times, oh my God, I remember when my mother was going through this, but I can see, but she wasn't discussing it with us. But as we've grown up now, we can say, oh mom, because I've heard so many things that my children say, mom, I don't know how you did this.
Honestly.
Mom, I don't know. But it's with the grace of God. So when you have God, and some people are ordained with wisdom, so you will use your wisdom to hold yours. And we've seen people that they have kids and they come to you and say, how did you do it? You've heard it so many times. I remember when we were moving over, when we were buying a new place, and you were staying with one of our cousins in the area, and he said, how did you do it? 4 children that they listened, they did this. I said,
it seems impossible though. That's the thing. It really does seem. And as I'm older and I'm seeing it, it's not impossible, but it's really just God.
It's God, but you have to be grounded as well.
You have to be grounded. You have to be like, I'm like my mom when it comes to my parenting style. I don't tolerate nonsense. My mom will tell you, my children, I do not tolerate nonsense. When we were younger, my mom just had to give us a look. And we knew something. She didn't have to do all this busy. After a while, just look at us, that's it. And it's the same thing. So all I've got to do is give my children a look. And they know mommy's not playing. You cannot be your child's best friend.
No.
Simple. There's time for that. Let God give you life. There is time to be your child's best friend when they get older and they're young adults now.
Like we are now.
Yeah, there's time for that. But when they're young, it doesn't make sense. You can't let the child lead.
To control you. Because some children control their mom.
Many.
And you look at it that, what is this? Like, what is their future going to be if you allow your child to control you?
I don't know.
And some of them will purposely throw tantrum as old as they are. No, daddy, no. And look at that, and daddy will be running after them. And so it's like, who has authority over one? So
just you have to have a stern hand. You must be strict. That's what I think anyway. Some people don't believe in it. Some people believe in gentle parenting. I don't.
We all have a choice.
We have a choice, but me, I believe in being strict, and at the end of the day, they'll come back. And if they don't come back, well, then maybe that's just what it has to be.
They will definitely come back, because I remember you as well. Like I was saying earlier, that they really despised me, but in my heart I said they love me, because when they started to see what life is all about, they oh my God, my mom wasn't wicked though. She was just trying to teach us the right path.
Yeah, but you're lucky you had girls as well.
I think my boys will love me so much. They'll come back and say, mom,
once they find that woman, once they find that lady, unless the girl's a good girl.
No, because if you are strict with your sons, they always come back. They always like strong women. they will always come back to tell you something. But if you are too soft with them, they will not even discuss anything with them, because they will say, I can't get anything good from my mom anyway. But once they are growing up, and also, it's recommendation of the word of mouth, like your mom did this to you, your mom looked after you, your mom, and you will look back and say, let me go ask her.
Yeah, I think speaking to your kids is good as well.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so many things I didn't even tell my children, my son, and I think I told him something the other day, and he was like, really? Like, because your children they forget that you had a life before them. So even when my mom tells me something, it's like, oh, I did this, and I'm like, really? Like, for me, it's like my mom was born when I was born. You get it? Because it's like, you didn't have a life before me, because I only know you.
In my life. So
it's good to tell your kids stories.
Yes, about your growing up and things. And before we finish, because you were meant to have the last word, I remember my great-grandmother from my side. And my great-grandmother must have been born in 18... That's my great-grandmother. Because my grandmother was born in 1907.
Your grandmother?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you look at her, 70 years old. I'm trying to see, So let's say my grandmother was born in... So my great-grandmother would have been dead a long time.
Yeah.
So let's say my great-grandmother, let's say for argument's sake, she was born in 1850.
Okay, yeah.
Right. And then my great-grandmother was married to my great-grandfather anyway. So they were from the Brazilian slavery family. So my great-grandfather's grandfather was the one that told them the story of how they traced their route back to Africa. And they all became Catholic. So my great-grandmother then used to sell broken bottles. So she would pick broken bottles to sell them. And then she saw this land in the area I grew up. And she said she was going to buy this land for all her female children. That because when they marry, sometimes the husband can be bad to them and he can drive them out. He has bought this land for all the female grandchildren so they can live there. The reason why I brought this out, that all this marriage scenario has not been happening.
Oh yeah, it's not.
And when we look at the Bible days as well, you understand what I'm trying to say? Like for Sarah to say, I'm giving you this woman, sleep with her so that she can. Who knows what Father Abraham had done to her? She got tired. Like okay, take. Even Jacob, because they said that Rachel couldn't give birth, and then she was giving Jacob, the housemaid, sleep with this one because we don't know what she was going through there. Even Anna.
But because in those days your wife is your womb.
Even Anna as well. She had to go to Shiloh all the time because she was praying.
For Samuel
to come. And many people never knew that even Mother Mary that was born, that her parents did not even give birth for a long time. The story of Mother Mary was the same as Samuel. But people don't know. This is why I always say that women need to be respected.
Really, yes.
Because now, and I'm just bringing this. It's not part of the story, but I'm just saying that even Mother Mary, like the way they will address her, that she was just a woman that God did that favor, but she was an ordained child. And I said, if you can say that about Mother Mary, what about Samuel? It was the same story, and she grew up in the church as well. When she got to the stage of when she was meant to be betrothed, that was when they had to look for somebody to look after her until she gets to the marriage age, because she became, she started developing puberty stage age. So she had to stay in a place where somebody can keep an eye on her so that people will not take advantage of her. You understand? But the time Joseph came back,
she was pregnant.
But then this is also about marriage, and they didn't tell us in the Bible that he married her.
No, they said it was her husband, isn't it? Well, I don't know.
I'm not very sure. I'll check my Bible on that, but he betrothed her, so he had to stay with her until they get to the marriage, so it would be his wife. But now you tell me, in fairness, somebody that was carrying the Savior, do you think somebody else wants to sleep with that person? The angel that will be dealing with that person. So, but this is the Bible tells us that she gave birth to other children. She did not, because
Jesus had brothers and sisters though.
Because Joseph was an elderly man. His wife died, and he had children.
Oh, so Jesus' brothers and sisters were older than him.
Yes. But the truth is that I don't want to confuse anybody, and I'm not saying essay. You can go and do your research, and then you can leave a comment. So I want to say thank you for listening. But my lovely daughter has to have a last word, and then we close the table.
So in everything, give your life to Christ. Seek God in everything you do. Put God first in everything, and yeah, go to God. And if you are in trouble, if you don't know, like, even if you're in a marriage, maybe toxic marriage, go to God. He will give you the direction of everything. So put God first. Never put him last. Don't let him be an afterthought. Let him be the first in your brain. Even if it's just a tiny word in the morning that you say, let it be God. And teach your children, pray with your kids. And pray for your loved ones and everything. That's
And the last one, you were telling me about prayer because you have your own little gathering, which is your church, because your church starts from your family.
Yes, your first
ministry is your home. And you said that though you read, you pray, and your son was saying that, Mom.
Yeah, because I do Bible studies with my children, and I didn't do it for maybe a few weeks, and then my son was like, Mom, we haven't done Bible studies in a while, and that will prompt you. Is that the word that will?
Yeah, prompt you to want to continue
to keep doing it, So praying with your children, it's a quality that you is so underestimated. My mom used to pray with us all the time. I said one day, I think I ever told you this, when I knew that my mom, I thought to myself, this woman is weird because one day she beat me for falling asleep when I was praying, right? And I said, what's wrong with this lady? How are you beating me for somebody you can't see? Like, what? That's when I knew this woman's serious about God, though. That you beat me because I was falling asleep when I was praying. I'm thinking, but you can't see this Jesus person you keep talking about. That's when I was young. I didn't understand. And now I understand. Because if my children fall asleep when they're praying, I also beat them.
The reason is because these demons, they never rest.
Yeah.
So if they sleep off and they get you carried away, they can easily slip into anything.
Yeah.
So you want to wake them up to be awake. And if you go to a serious church that they attend church, like the church I attend, they will tell you, do not sleep because you don't know the gift that is coming. When you sleep, you can miss as well. It's not that you are not allowed to sleep, but at a certain period, there's this spirit that will tell you that you have to be awake. You will know. And if anybody is sleeping, you wake them up. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I feel serious about.
Yes. So what that means, that when your son reminded you that, Mom, it's been a while that we have done the Bible studies, it means that teach your child.
Oh, yeah. Don't wait for the world to teach your child. You think that they're going to Sunday school that they're going to learn. Nah. There's even people in Sunday school that are not good. Don't wait for the world to teach your child. Let them grow up and be able to tell you, oh yeah, I know the story of Jonah. I know the story of Job. I know, because they can now relate it to their own lives. Even the story
of Jesus.
The story of Jesus, they can relate it to their lives. If you think that, one prayer every few weeks, or let's read this verse every few weeks, it's not enough. It's not enough. You're not teaching your children the right way. That's my opinion. Yeah, so every day you've got, don't miss that prayer, even if it's the tiniest prayer because you're tired. Don't miss that prayer because your children are watching you. So, and then if you slack, they're gonna be like, it's okay to slack, man. Mom didn't pray tonight.
Mom does that.
Yeah, so
it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
and it's also once saved, not forever saved.
Oh yeah.
So you have to be reborn every day to say, I am rededicating my life to God every day, because your salvation is in your hand.
Yeah.
And the Bible says you have to work out your salvation with fear and trembling. One thing I also want you to know is that your husband will not lead you to heaven. Your children will not lead you to heaven.
That's true.
So leave the legacy of seeing God every day of your life, and let them know that I'm on my own when the time comes. I will be the only one facing the judgment. So teach them the right way so that they will not depart from it. Thank you very much for listening to this table talk, and leave a comment, share, and also spread love.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.